up in Southwest Kansas, and where football is king, just like a lot of great places in our country. And when I was a senior in high school, we were playing the only team that had beaten us the year before, and there was a Tracy Lawrence concert the very next day. And our coach said, "Hey, look, anybody that goes to this concert is not going to play in the game because I need you to be focused on the game." And it broke my heart because obviously I love country music. I want to be a part of it. So I was bummed, and my mom came up to me. She said, "Hey, look, I know you've been wanting to learn how to play guitar. They're giving away an autographed guitar at this concert. So I'll make a deal with you. If I win, you have to learn how to play." So I knew she was just trying to make me feel better, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." So that night I was sitting there twiddling my thumbs at home, and my mom walks in with this guitar. It's not even in a case. It was literally, the strings were sticking off the neck about that far, and she had won the guitar, and there was a Tracy Lawrence autograph on it. And I, just from that moment, started trying to play. And I will say to all those parents out there that are wanting to buy a guitar for their kids, don't go cheap just because you think that they want to try it out, because the cheaper it is usually, the harder it is to play. So keep that in mind. Take it from me. So after a couple of years, I went to college for country music at a place called South Plains College in Levelland, Texas. And it's the first time you ever really get to hear someone tell you the truth about your songs. Because, of course, your mom is going to like every song you write because she's your mom. And if you're in a small town, a lot of times you're the only person that does what you do. So, I started taking songwriting there and guitar and all kinds of other really fun classes. And I moved to Fort Worth, Texas, where my parents live. Played acoustic for about a year, just in bars and clubs and patios, anybody that would have me. And then when I moved to Nashville, I didn't really know what to expect, but I ran into a friend of mine from college, from South Plains, and we started writing together. And he came to my house one night just in a panic, banging on my door. And I opened the door, and he's like, man, I just ran into Garth Brooks. And he said, I just asked him what would it take for us to be able to give him some songs, and he was nice enough to give us an address and say, hey, drop these songs off here. So, looking back, we probably should have only put 2 or 3 songs on the CD, but we gave him like 17, and never thought we'd hear, of course, from Garth Brooks. And I was taking my mom to the airport for Mother's Day. She was visiting me in Nashville, and my phone rang, and it said caller ID blocked. And, honestly, I thought it was either an ex-girlfriend or an insurance or collection agency of some sort, looking for some funds. So I was hesitant to answer, but I did, and it was Garth Brooks on the phone. And I was, a lot of people are starstruck when they meet somebody. I was starstruck on the phone, and I was swerving in my truck. My mom was like, "What? You're going to kill us. What are you doing?" I said, "Garth Brooks is on the phone." And she's like, "Seriously?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was just really complimentary about the songs, and was gracious enough to ask me and my buddy to come write with him the next weekend. So when I went to his house and began writing with Garth, that really got my foot in the door in Nashville, Tennessee, and allowed a couple of places to take me, attempt to take me seriously as a songwriter. And it really got things going in the right direction. And that's kind of how everything started as a songwriter. As an artist, I had been through 2 other record deals that just didn't work. And it's amazing, as a musician, really, you could really have a very high set of skill sets, and a lot of things aren't always going to happen for you, or you have a long ways to go and a lot to learn. So for me, I just, just kept my mouth shut, my ears open, and just kept working hard. And and finally, I had put on a bunch of weight. I had really didn't have any direction. It seemed like every door in my life was slammed in my face and locked at one point. And I just took what was left of me and anything I had, and made a little album with the guys in the band. We all played on the record, and I did it really just to refuel the passion that I had when I came to town. Because in Nashville, there's so many great things that can happen, but there's a lot of disheartening things as well. And going through 2 record deals and nothing happening can put you in that spot. So I made this album independently, and man, things instantly began to change. I just finally said, hey, you got to be somebody. Why not be yourself? So I made this album called Judge, Jerrod, and the Hung Jury. My friends started getting excited about it. All the jaded people that have been in town, were even saying nice things about it. And Brad Paisley heard the album, and he took it to Sony and said, hey, man, you guys should give this guy a shot. And Joe Galani actually purchased the record from me. They didn't remix it, didn't change a note, didn't remaster it. It was as is. And that was the album that had Lover Lover on it. And really ever since, what I've learned in this business is when you meet someone that has your back, that believes in you, latch on to that connection, that friendship, and help and build it and show them how much you appreciate it, because those are the people that are going to be nice enough to reach down and pick you up when you're on the ground. She was dancing in a sundress under a Carolina sunset on the last night of Merlefest. Told me she ain't missed one since the summer she turned 18. Hit that road on a gypsy dream, hitchhiked a ride in a beat-up van, following her favorite band. And now she's a Bonnaroo baby, she's Coachella crazy, she'll be folking out in Newport. You've probably seen her before up at Lollapalooza, in the mud at Wakarusa. She'll be at the hangout down in Alabama. Just look for the girl in the blue bandana. McPherson Guitars has such an amazing reputation, and I know I'm preaching to the choir out there, but the way I was introduced to him was my buddy Jake Owen. You know, he's been a longtime friend with the brand and everybody behind it. And I was at his house, we were writing, and he goes, man, I don't know if you've ever played one of these guitars, but check it out. And really, just one strum, and you can just hear the life, you know, the life coming off of the guitar, the magic behind it. And really, the best way, you know, when you hear a song that you like, there's nothing better than another friend advertising it to another friend, you know. And so with Jake, it always just, you know, set the level up here in my mind. And you know, that's the great thing about, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You know, everybody can have a million commercials about this. They can have a million people be paid to say that. But at the end of the day, it's when you pick up a guitar and you play it. So for me, you know, it's, you know, you hear McPherson, definitely, these guitars are described as a piece of art. And anybody that's ever strummed one, even looking at them, everything about them, how comfortable they are, how well made they are, you can just tell that they are truly a piece of art. And being an artist myself, it's a fun thing to pick up and be able to play. She's my Bonnaroo baby, she's Coachella crazy, she'll be poking out in Newport. Probably seen her before up at Lollapalooza, in the mud of Wakarusa. She'll be at the hangout down in Alabama. Just look for the girl in the blue bandana. Whoa, whoa. And now I got a beat up van, and I'm driving across this land, looking for a blue bandana.